Hello and welcome to a new episode of Historical Forging here at the channel Forge. First of all, I want to apologize about the bad audio, but I hope you don't mind. So what I'm talking about here in the background is that we're gonna do two smelts here in Karmansbo in Sweden, and that is because we want to try out our newly renovated forge and our newly renovated water flow to our big 7 tons Mumlingshammare. And we're also gonna do some work on the old rolling mill. And as you will see in the video, we're gonna bump into some small problems along the way, but I'm gonna talk about them when they appear. And if you like this historical forging video, please consider to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below of what you think of the video and perhaps what you want to see on the channel in the future. And if you like, leave a thumbs up. I hope you enjoy it, so let's get into forging.
Då kör vi igång. Jag tittar på en här, det gäller någon här är riktigt, han har på säkring hade det. Jaha. Tjena. Är det klart? Ja.
So, as you're gonna see here in a moment, we bump into our first problem, and that is we don't forge the piece as much as we need in the Mumlingshammare. The pieces that we use is very flat from the beginning, so we really need to forge them down to a more square size in the Mumlingshammare, so we don't need to work with them as much as we do in the bigger section of the rolling mill. And that's gonna result in a loss of heat, so we will not be able to forge the piece as long as we need in the rolling mill. As you're gonna see here, we come to a second problem, and that is the plier. Because we don't have the correct plier for the correct dimension of the piece, we drop the piece we forge, and that adds to the loss of heat in the material. When you forge a material in a rolling mill, it's really important that you turn the material around each time you put it back through the rolling mill, so you don't get a bend in the material, as you're gonna see in this clip. And here is the sum of the problem that we had under our first smelt. We are a bit stressed and we lack the heat to get the piece through the flat part of the running mill. And because we are stressed at this point, we miss that we're trying to get the piece through a smaller section of the running mill. So when we realize that it's too late, we have lost too much of heat. So if we had done it correctly from the start, we would have enough heat when we figured out that we tried to push it through the smaller section.
Marcus!
We have now started to forge on the second piece, and as you're gonna see, we're not able to get it down to the size we want. But with this piece we will get much further than the first one. But we're still gonna run into some small problems along the way, and I will of course address them as good as I can. As you can see here on this clip, I get caught in the lifter with the plier, so I don't have a good grip on the material, so we need to put it down and get a new grip. As you can see here, one of the pliers accidentally come through the rolling mill, but that's no problem, and that happened a lot in the old days. But when that happened, they always got spares, and at this particular forge they have a smaller forge that they can correct the damaged pliers and make new ones. As you're gonna see here in a second, the flat section of the rolling mill actually cuts away a piece of the metal, and that is because two things. First of all, the flat section of the rolling mill interlocks, so that's why the edge of the rolling mill cuts the piece away. And the second reason is that we haven't forged the piece as evenly as we needed to do in the square piece of the rolling mill. When we're trying to do the last run of this piece in the flat section of the rolling mill, the piece actually rolls over the rolling mill, and that is because we lack the heat to properly guide it. And as you can see, it also comes really fast over the rolling mill, and because of the lack of the heat I am unable to grab it and force it back. So when it already has begun to roll over, it's too late and we need to stop. But luckily it didn't get stuck in the rolling mill, so we were able to get it away fairly easily.